Hi guys, welcome to Frozzone.com. This is Mohit Soni and we're finally out riding the most awaited motorcycle from Triumph Motorcycles India. This is the Triumph Trident, and as you can see, this is a very compact looking motorcycle. This is the smallest motorcycle they make and it does look like a small motorcycle. The tank takes the majority of the design and the subframe here houses the seat. You've got this exhaust which is mounted below, and that is how the engine is mounted. You've got a minimum front mudguard here, and the disc, as you can see, is mounted directly to the wheel to save some weight. That is the tank from this angle, on the rider angle. As you can see, this Trident badging, this looks like a Trident, and it's got those spears here, so that's a very nice touch. And the alloy wheels also kind of look nice. They're simple 5-spoke units, but at the same time they do look befitting to this motorcycle. Of course, the major part is the headlamp, where somebody would call it a retro motorcycle, but then again it's got that housing here which protrudes all the way here, so that makes it look not so very retro but modern at the same time. So it's not even a retro model, it is a modern-ish headlamp, and the same circular aspect can be seen with this instrument cluster here. Got a whole host of information. This is the TFT screen, that's a tachometer, that's the gear shift indicator, that's the speed, that's the fuel gauge, and you can control everything via from this button here. So as you can see, we have the fuel status, temperature, service interval, the dimming of the instrument cluster, that's the gear shift indicator along with time and date, and yeah, that's the trip. So keys mounted in a typical superbike way, just in front of the tank. And like I said earlier, it's a very compact, very short, stubby motorcycle. But don't be so be disappointed, because I'm a heavy and a big rider, and I find these seats very accommodating. With me, while wearing boots, I'm almost 6 feet tall, and my feet are reaching the ground very easily, despite the inseam is on the higher side. I'm being able to get down my feet, so I think that's fantastic. This narrow aspect helps that a bit, and there's a lot of space here, so even a bigger rider like me is really comfortable. Of course, the pillion seat is good for smaller pillions. That's about it. It's not very spacious, but they've got a very huge, very practical grab rail here to hold on to. Or if you're a solo rider, you can mount a lot of luggage here rather easily. And yeah, that's the practical part. I think the ergonomics are spot on for almost every type of rider. And this tank is very huge, you can grab it really well, and that's what makes it very comfortable to ride. Although it's not a very comfortable motorcycle, I'll come to that in a bit. The lights, well, the LED on our test motorcycle faces very upward in the sky, but with the high beam on, it's fairly adequate in the way the illumination and spread is. It could have been better, and I think it still can be adjusted to make it go lower, and that will make the motorcycle, the lights, much more better to live with. The high beam here is very, there's no high beam button, so you press this. If you continues to press this, the pass. Press this once, the high beam comes on. There's no dedicated button on this side, and you can read the instrument cluster in the day quite easily with the sun on. And as you can see, that's a quick shifter on the motorcycle. And let's talk about hardware. You've got Showa suspension at the front, Michelin tires on both sides, CT2s. They are radial tubeless tires, and as you can also see, the suspension has been maxed out at the back. Preload, I think, is set to the maximum, and I'll explain you what that does to the riding of the motorcycle. And most importantly, let's jump to the engine. It's an all-new 660cc unit. It's a triple, of course, and it makes 81 PS of power and 64 Nm of torque, around 10,000 RPM and 7,000 RPM. Very smooth, very refined engine. There's hardly any vibrations that you can talk about. It's got a good amount of low end and low end punch, so coupled with a very light curve weight and a very stubby short design, it's extremely easy to live with on a daily basis, even in our Asian traffic situations. And I think that is a great feat to achieve. That makes it very easy to ride while you're riding hard and fast in the twisties, in the corners, on the highway, and that is also something you will really like, because the turn in is quite quick. It feels very stable while doing so. The stability is spot on. Side transition also feels really nice and flickable. The motorcycle, like I said, is easy to ride in any situation, be it in the dense traffic or be it on the highway. So it's very predictable and yet it's very reassuring, confident in the way it does. The chassis is fantastic. It's got a lot of feedback going on. The front suspension also feels quite good, but at the same time, the ride quality is not that impressive. Over broken roads, you will feel a lot of jolts coming through. This does remind me of the first generation KTM, and it did feel that hard and that uncomfortable. This also continue. This also feels very similar to that. It's of course much more compliant at lower speeds, but at the speeds go a bit higher, it does make you feel almost everything. But as the speeds get even higher, there's just a bit of a feel that the ride quality is on the harsher side. And when the surface gets let's say very rumbly, there's a lot of uneven patches. You're going to feel every single one of them at 80, 100, 120, which is our speed in India here, and that is going to be a bit of a trouble. It's going to annoy you a bit. You will have to play with the rear suspension a bit, but then you will compromise something on the twisty roads given your weight. But I think if you are under 900 kgs, you can find the right setting for this motorcycle. And for me, I felt the ride quality is definitely on the stiffer side. It's not that impressive for our roads. Of course, you can play with the suspension. Like I said, you can find the right setting, but that is also going to take quite some time for you to adjust and ride and then adjust again, because it's not going to be that easy to get the ride quality and handling balance with this motorcycle. The brakes, surprisingly, our test motorcycle here has brakes which are a bit short, so the initial bite we can't comment much, but there's a lot of progression, a lot of power coming down from high speeds is easy. There's a lot of power from the brakes, the dual disc setup with the Nissan calipers at the front, and the back brake also works quite well. The tires also quite good. Initially they don't inspire much confidence, but when you get used to the motorcycle, you realize these Michelin tires are actually quite good. They should be great on longevity as well. And that's what makes the Triumph Trident quite an interesting package. Something that we expected, something Triumph has delivered to a very large extent, but of course with that there has been a slight compromise in the way it behaves. You've got a lot of features. You've got Bluetooth connectivity, you've got GoPro connectivity, and then Triumph India is also offering great EMI schemes for this motorcycle, so that should make it very attractive to a lot of prospective buyers. And somebody who's upgrading from 250, 300, 400 will find this motorcycle just like their previous motorcycle, but with a lot of horsepower and torque to play with. The engine sounds fantastic. Let me rev it for you. So this is how the engine sounds like at idle. A quick rev. That's what the Triumph Trident is all about. Priced at almost 7 lakh rupees. Ex-showroom Pan India makes it a great deal. Just around 10 lakh rupees on road. I think that's great value for money for a motorcycle which is very easy to live with. Got a lot of performance. Is street friendly. You can take it on the track as well. I think you'll be really impressed there as well. And there's no reason not to consider the Triumph Trident as your next upgrade from the 250, 300, 400 cc space. You'll find this 80 PS motorcycle quite something to live with. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you have some comments, leave them in the comment section below. Questions, put them in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.